So let me talk to you for a minute. Really talk to you, because this right here is not about tricks, games, or pretending to be someone you're not. This is about understanding how love actually works when it comes to a man's heart and mind. Too many people think addiction and love means drama, chaos, chasing, and anxiety. No, a grown man does not get addicted to confusion. He gets addicted to peace. He gets addicted to how he feels when he's with you, and even more when he's away from you. And there are three beautiful behaviors: quiet, powerful, deeply feminine behaviors that do something to a man that no amount of looks, posting, or over-explaining ever could. Let me start by saying this clearly. A man does not become addicted because you beg him, convince him, or overgive until you're empty. That doesn't build desire. It builds comfort. And comfort without respect leads to boredom. Addiction comes when a man feels challenged in the right way, appreciated in the right way, and emotionally safe in the right way. When those things come together or something switches inside him, he stops seeing you as optional. He starts seeing you as essential. The first beautiful behavior is emotional self-control mixed with warmth. Now listen to me closely, because people misunderstand this all the time. Emotional self-control does not mean being cold, distant, or fake. It means you don't explode every time you feel something. It means you don't hand a man the remote control to your emotions and let him change the channel whenever he wants. When a man realizes that your happiness is stable, that your mood is not easily shaken, that your life doesn't fall apart if he's busy or quiet for a day, something happens. He feels intrigued. He feels respect. And respect is the foundation of desire. A man becomes addicted to a woman who can feel deeply but doesn't react recklessly. When you can say, "I didn't like that," without yelling, crying, threatening, or disappearing dramatically, he listens. When you can express affection without suffocating him, he relaxes. When you can enjoy his presence but still enjoy your own life, he leans in. Because here's the truth. Men are wired to value what feels rare and steady at the same time. Chaos is common. Peace is rare. Think about it. If every woman he's ever dealt with reacts the same way, arguing, accusing, overextending, demanding explanations, then the woman who stays calm, grounded, and warm stands out immediately. Not because she's passive, but because she's confident. And confidence is addictive. He starts thinking, why doesn't she panic? Why doesn't she chase? Why does she always seem okay? And that curiosity pulls him closer than any argument ever could. The second beautiful behavior is appreciation without worship. This one right here is dangerous in the best way. A man wants to feel valued, not idolized. There is a difference. When you appreciate a man, you notice his effort, his intentions, his consistency. You acknowledge what he does without making him the center of your entire universe. When you worship a man, you place him above yourself. And once a man feels above you, he stops trying to rise for you. Addiction forms when a man feels like his effort matters. When you say things like, "I really appreciate how you handled that," or "I felt safe when you did that," or "I noticed you remembered what I like," it hits him differently. You're not praising his ego, you're feeding his purpose. Men fall in love through usefulness and impact. When he feels that his actions positively affect your world but don't control it, he wants to do more. Here's the mistake many people make. They think appreciating a man means thanking him for bare minimum behavior or excusing bad treatment. No. Appreciation is powerful only when it's selective. When you don't clap for everything, but you genuinely acknowledge what matters, your words carry weight. He starts associating effort with reward, not material reward, but emotional reward. He feels seen, he feels effective. And a man who feels effective in a woman's life becomes emotionally invested. And let me tell you something important. Appreciation without worship keeps your power intact. So you're not shrinking yourself to keep him. You're standing in your own worth while recognizing his. That balance drives a man crazy in the best way, because it feels adult, mutual, and real. He doesn't feel pressured, but he feels wanted. He doesn't feel controlled, but he feels important. And that combination, that's addictive. The third beautiful behavior is allowing him space to miss you without punishment. This one right here separates emotional maturity from emotional desperation. So a lot of people say they want a man to miss them, but the moment there's space, they panic. They start overextending, checking social media, creating fake reasons to reach out, or pulling emotional stunts that kills the entire effect. Missing someone only works when it's natural. When you allow space calmly, without resentment, without guilt tripping, without silent rage, a man experiences absence in a healthy way. He starts noticing the quiet. He notices the lack of your energy, your voice, your presence. And because there's no drama attached to the distance, his mind fills the gap with curiosity instead of relief. He doesn't think finally peace. He thinks something's missing. And here's the key part. You don't punish him for coming back. You don't say, "Oh, now you want to talk." You don't interrogate him like he's on trial. You welcome welcome him with the same calm confidence you had before. That creates emotional safety. He learns that being close to you feels good, and being away from you creates longing. It's not stress. Over time, his nervous system associates you with comfort and desire at the same time. That's when addiction forms. Men get addicted to women who feel like home but still feel like mystery. And mystery doesn't mean secrets or games. It means you don't reveal everything, explain everything, or chase clarity at the cost of your dignity. You let things unfold. You trust yourself enough to know that if he wants access to you, he has to meet you at your level. Now let me tie all of this together because these behaviors are not separate tricks. They work together as one energy. Emotional self-control shows him you are stable. Appreciation shows him he matters. Space shows him your presence is valuable. Stability, value, and rarity. Those three things activate a man's deepest attachment instincts. He doesn't even realize it's happening at first. He just knows he thinks about you more. He feels pulled toward you. He feels off when you're not around. And let me say this clearly because somebody needs to hear it. None of this works if you don't believe you are already enough. These behaviors are not performances. They are natural expressions of self-worth. When you know your value, you don't have to force attachment. You allow it. You don't chase addiction. You become the environment where it grows. A man doesn't get addicted because you tried harder than everyone else. He gets addicted because you made him feel something he doesn't feel often. Peace without boredom. It's desire without chaos. Closeness without pressure. That's rare. And humans protect what's rare. So if you're wondering how to make him stop seeing you, is just another option. How to make him feel emotionally tied to you without losing yourself. It's not about saying more or doing more. It's about being grounded, being appreciative without shrinking, and being comfortable with space. When you master those three beautiful behaviors, you don't just make a man want you, you make him afraid of losing you. And that right there is where real attachment lies. Let's keep going and go deeper because this is where people usually stop too early. And that's why they never fully understand why some women leave a permanent mark on a man's heart while others fade, no matter how beautiful or kind they were. So what I want you to understand is that these behaviors don't just affect how he treats you today. They slowly rewire how he experiences love itself. Over time, you become the standard he measures everything against. And that's not something you can force. It's something you earn by how you move. When a man starts experiencing emotional self-control from you consistently, he begins to feel safe being himself. Most men walk around with pressure on their shoulders they don't talk about. Pressure to provide, to perform, to be strong, to not mess up. When he's around a woman who doesn't emotionally ambush him, every time something feels off, his guard comes down. And when a man's guard comes, that's when attachment forms. He stops feeling like he has to defend himself. He stops bracing for conflict. He starts opening doors inside himself he didn't even know were locked. And here's something a lot of people don't realize. Men test emotional stability unconsciously. They don't always do it on purpose, but they observe how you react when plans change, when they're tired, when they need time, when they're stressed. They notice if you escalate situations or if you de-escalate them. They notice if you turn small issues into emotional emergencies. And when they realize that being with you makes life calmer instead of heavier, they crave that feeling. Peace becomes addictive because the world rarely gives it to them. That's why your calm presence is more seductive than any argument about communication. A man will communicate more naturally with a woman who doesn't weaponize her emotions. When he knows that honesty won't turn into chaos, he becomes more honest. When he knows silence won't turn into punishment, he comes back faster. And without realizing it, he starts prioritizing you. Not because you demanded it, but because he wants to protect what feels good. Now let's talk more about appreciation because this is where real bonding happens. Appreciation, when done correctly, makes a man emotionally invest without feeling trapped. When you acknowledge his effort in a grounded way, he feels respected. And respect for a man is not optional. It's oxygen. Love without respect feels dangerous to him. He might enjoy the attention, but he won't anchor himself there. When you appreciate a man's character instead of just his actions, it hits deeper. When you recognize his integrity, his consistency, his growth, his intentions, he feels understood. Most men don't feel deeply understood. They feel judged, measured, or compared. So, when a woman sees him for who he's trying to be, not just what he already is, something locks in emotionally. He feels like you see his potential, not just his performance. And here's the subtle magic. When appreciation is given calmly and sparingly, it becomes something he wants to earn again. He remembers the way you looked at him when you said it. He remembers how it made him feel capable. Over time, he starts associating his best self with you. He doesn't just want you, he wants to be better for you. And that's one of the strongest forms of attachment there is. But appreciation also requires boundaries. You don't applaud inconsistency. You don't reward disrespect. You don't overthink for bare minimum behaviors. Because the moment appreciation becomes automatic, it loses its power. A man becomes addicted when he knows your approval is meaningful, not guaranteed. He knows he can lose it if he stops showing up correctly. And that awareness keeps him engaged. Now let's go even deeper into space because space is misunderstood and feared. Space is not distance. Space is breathing room. It's the confidence to let moments unfold without forcing outcomes. When you don't cling to constant contact, so you allow desire to grow naturally. Desire needs room, it needs imagination, it needs contrast. When a man is space and knows you're okay, his mind wanders to you. He wonders what you're doing, he replays conversations, he misses your laugh, your energy, the way you made him feel seen. And because you didn't demand his attention, he gives it freely. That's the difference between obligation and desire. Obligation drains, desire pulls. And when he comes back from that space and finds you exactly as grounded as before, warm, calm, confident, he feels relief mixed with attraction. There's no emotional debt waiting for him. No punishment, no passive aggression, just presence. Over time, his nervous system learns something powerful. Closeness with you feels safe and distance from you feels uncomfortable. That's how emotional addiction quietly forms. What's important to understand is that all of this only works when you genuinely have a full life. A man can feel when you're pretending to be busy. He can feel when space is strategic instead of natural. Authentic independence is magnetic. When you have your own joy, your own routines, your own fulfillment, he senses that he's joining your life, not becoming the center of it. That removes pressure and increases value at the same time. And here's a truth that might sting a little, but needs to be said. A man cannot become addicted to a woman who is afraid to lose him. Fear leaks into behavior. It shows up in tone, timing, and over-explaining. But when a man feels that you would be okay without him, not cold, not indifferent, just grounded, he respects you more. And respect fuels attachment. As time passes, these behaviors start to change how he moves. He checks in more. He opens up more. He becomes protective without being possessive. He starts including you in his future plans naturally. Not because you ask, but because it feels right. Because losing you would feel like losing peace, affirmation, and emotional safety all at once. And that's when you stop being just a woman he likes and become a woman he doesn't want to replace. He realizes that connections like this don't happen often. He knows that not everyone makes him feel balanced and alive at the same time. And even if he doesn't say it out loud, his behavior shows it. Consistency increases. Effort becomes intentional. Presence deepens. What you have to remember is that addiction in love is not about control. It's about resonance. When your energy resonates with a man's deepest emotional needs, peace, respect, and meaningful connection, he doesn't want to leave that frequency. He wants to stay tuned in. And the most powerful part of all this is that you don't lose yourself doing it. You don't shrink, chase, or perform. You simply become more aligned with your own worth. And when a man meets a woman who is aligned with herself, he feels it immediately. He might not have the words for it, but he knows it's different. He knows it's rare, and rare things are hard to walk away from. Let's stay right here and go even further. Because this is the part most people never get to, the quiet, invisible layer where a man doesn't just want you, he needs you emotionally, and he can't even fully explain why. This is where attachment stops being conscious and starts becoming instinctive over time. When you consistently show emotional self-control, a man begins to associate you with regulation. And that's a big word, but let me break it down simply. Regulation means calm after stress. It means clarity after confusions. It means relief after pressure. Life hits men hard in ways they don't always talk about. Work, expectations, responsibilities, failures they keep buried. When he comes to you and his nervous system relaxes, when his shoulders drop without him realizing it, when his mind slows down just by being around you, that's not attraction anymore, that's imprinting. He starts seeking you out, not just when he's happy, but when he's overwhelmed, and that's a dangerous place to be in the best way, because once a man associates emotional relief with one person, detachment becomes uncomfortable. You become the place where he feels understood without interrogation, supported without feeling weak. And men don't forget who makes them feel strong and safe at the same time. And here's something important. Emotional self-control doesn't mean you never express hurt. It means you choose how and when. When you speak from clarity instead of impulse. Your words land deeper. He listens more carefully because your emotions are not noise, they're information. He learns that when you say something matters, it really matters. That gives your voice weights. And when a woman's voice is weight in a man's life, he doesn't ignore it. He carries it with him. Now, as appreciation continues over time, it starts shaping how he sees himself. This is subtle but powerful. When you consistently recognize his positive traits, his patience, his effort, his growth, he begins to internalize that version of himself. He starts acting in alignment with how you see him. Not because you demand it, but because he wants to live up to it. You're not just loving him for who he is, you're reflecting who he can be. And that reflection becomes addictive. A man will go where he feels respected, but he will stay where he feels believed in. When you show appreciation without desperation, without overcompensating, he feels like your acknowledgement is earned. And earned appreciation feels better than unconditional praise. It feels real. It feels grounded. It feels masculine. He doesn't feel like a project or a king. He feels like a capable man whose presence matters. And over time, this builds emotional loyalty. Not loyalty out of fear obligation, but loyalty out of alignment. He starts choosing you even when no one is watching. He starts thinking about how his actions affect you. He checks himself before doing things that might disappoint you. Not because you control him, but because he doesn't want to lose the way you look at him. That's powerful. That's internal motivation. Now let's talk about space again, because space is where desire matures. In the beginning, attraction thrives on novelty and excitement, but long-term attachment thrives on rhythm, on knowing when to come close and when to allow distance. When you're comfortable with space, you signal emotional security. You show that connection doesn't disappear just because there's silence. And that kind of trust is rare. A man who experiences that kind of trust starts opening up more naturally. He shares things he doesn't share with everyone, thoughts he doesn't usually voice, fears he hides. And once he opens that door, he becomes emotionally invested because vulnerability creates bonds. The irony is that vulnerability only happens when pressure is absent. Space removes pressure, and without pressure, truth comes out. As time goes on, he starts missing you even when you're technically there in his life. He misses the depth of your conversations, the way you understand him without interrupting, the way you don't rush him emotionally. And that's when you stop being someone he talks to and become someone he feels connected to. And let me be very clear about something. None of this means tolerating neglect or disrespect. Emotional maturity is not silence in the face of mistreatment. It's clarity without chaos, boundaries without threats. When something doesn't sit right, you address it calmly, firmly, and then you observe. You don't chase explanations. You don't argue to be chosen. You let behavior reveal intentions. And here's where addiction deepens even more. When a man realizes that access to you is not automatic,